this example here, 5y to the power of 4 plus cos y equal to 3 sec x. So now let's do implicit differentiation because the angle of your cos now is y, so we cannot separate x and y. So let's do the first step, take d over dx on both sides. Second step, differentiate as usual. So for the first term, this is just power rule, bring down the power produced by 1, but we need to further differentiate, then multiply dy over dx. Plus, now let's differentiate cos y. So cos y is just minus sine y. Further differentiate y, that is just dy over dx. And finally, let's do our right hand side here. This is just power rule. So just bring down the power reduced by 1. Now let's proceed with step number 3, separate dy over dx. So now you have dy over dx on your left hand side, others on the right hand side. Let's factorize dy over dx. So you're left with this term here. And finally, let's do the fourth step, find dy over dx. So you need to take this term, divide by this term here. Therefore, this is our final answer. Now let us see part B, y cubed equal to sine x plus y. So again, this is implicit differentiation because you cannot separate x and y. Now let's do the first step. Let's put d over dx on both sides. So next, let's differentiate them. This is just power rule. So just bring down the power reduced by 1, further differentiate, then multiply dy over dx. Now let's proceed with our right hand side. This is sine I am. So differentiate sine I am is just cos I am. Further differentiate I am. So let's rewrite this first. And then further differentiate this. Differentiate x is 1. Differentiate y is dy over dx. So now let's expand this. Cos x plus y times 1 plus cos x plus y times dy over dx. Now step number 3. Separate dy over dx to be on your left hand side. So bring this to our left hand side. And then factorize them. So you're left with this. And finally, for your final answer, the right hand side, just divide with this function here. Therefore, this is the final answer. Now let's proceed with part C. This is the question. X plus y squared equal to cotangent y over 2x. So be careful here. Now you have a quotient here. Okay. So let's do implicit differentiation. Take d over dx on both sides. And then let us differentiate them. Differentiate x is just 1. Differentiate y squared is 2y. Then multiply dy over dx equal to differentiate cot I am is minus cosecant squared I am. Further differentiate I am. So just rewrite all of this term back. And then let's focus to differentiate y over 2x. So now let's do quotient rule. Keep the bottom part 2x. Differentiate the upper part, which is dy over dx. Minus, keep the upper part y, differentiate the lower part, which is 2, over the bottom part squared. Okay, so I repeat again, this is just v u prime minus u v prime over v squared. So when you have done this, what we should do is just separate this to be over this term minus 2y over this term. So let's cancel out 2 first. And then your denominator, let's simplify, multiply it to our left hand side. So now we have 2x squared plus 4x squared y dy over dx equal to, and then let's expand this. This is first term and this is your second term. So expand everything so that it will be easier for us to proceed with the third step. So now let's do the third step. Separate dy over dx on your left hand side. So these are the two terms with dy over dx. Put it on your left hand side and others put it on your right hand side. So straight away factorize them. Therefore, your final answer is just this term. Divide by this term here. Therefore, this is the final answer.